What's up, Dusseldorfs? So pretty much we're gonna explain some bullshit. This is what when they have that saying that to the uneducated religion is true, um, to the wise it is false, and to those in charge it is useful. To the government it's useful. So essentially, the best way I can describe all that bullshit is if you are the right mixture of religious, loyal to America, and a black sheep of the family, so they can like get you to trust them more than your family. They will bring you in on some political bullshit, and they'll call it discernment. So you gotta understand something about like what what we now understand as quantum mechanics. Essentially, is the backbone of Mormon religion. So you have to understand something. Everyone dies and goes to the spirit world, right? And we're all going to be resurrected because Jesus died for our sins. How do you want to be resurrected? That's the question, right? Jesus bought and paid for your soul from Satan. Satan's the bad guy. Jesus is the good guy, right? So he bought your soul already. So every time you do things that baby Jesus cried, it's because he bought and paid for your soul, right? I made baby Jesus cry? No way. Yeah, you did. You make baby Jesus cry every time you look at porno. Oh my god, I'm looking at porno. Yeah, because they're spied on your internet. Okay, well, I got one. You guys want to blame me for everything? Check this one out. Oh, fuck, let's let them leave him alone and play video games. Anyways. Anyways. Uh, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, I've heard many variations of this, and this is where they get it from. And no, I know this sounds similar to some bullshit from National Treasure, but wouldn't it make sense that if the person who made National Treasure is in on the big secret, they would allude to something like this at the same time? Because I remember when National Treasure came out, I was like, they told. Someone told them. That's what I remember thinking. Anyways, um, so apparently, you know that dude in look, this is how it works, okay? I'm assuming that somewhere in Utah, because like now I see how it works, right? They say you get him young, they put him in the you put him in the class with nursery, surrounded with all like the higher ups' daughters is, and then you're like, wow, Joseph Smith had golden plates. I'm not going to question that one until I'm at least 30 years old, because I saw it so young, right? And all that bullshit. And then you're like 12, and they're like, let's go camping, chop the wood, and let's go hunting, and ride bikes, and toughen you guys up, and now let's do obstacle courses. And then it's like, brethren, the Lord has asked you to do me a favor. And if you do this favor for me, I might help you get rid of that thingy on your record. Anyways, so, but, um, so I'm sure there's someone in like Utah right now, or like something like that, right? And they're like, you've advanced to Eagle Scout or to Star Scout, and you keep it up and do a few more snipe hunts, and we'll find a way to have you get us elected for some bullshit, and then we'll let you get resurrected early. Anyways, so that dude in National Treasure, They're probably being like, that guy's a translated being. And what a translated being is, okay, so this is all based around quantum mechanics. How like light can be in one place, more than one place at the same time, is basically what it's getting at. So a translated being means you've received the Melchizedek priesthood, and then you've kept all of your covenants, and then you kept the secret covenants, like the ones that say those covenants kind of don't matter and all that bullshit, and you can do whatever you want as long as you keep these other covenants, right? And all that bullshit, like protecting the Constitution because America's Atlantis and all that bullshit. Anyways, so in the Book of Mormon, not at the end, more like 2/3 of the way through it, Jesus comes. He quantum mechanics is there. He quantum physics is there. Portal opens up and he from the spirit world. Okay, and just like in Israel, he chose 12 disciples, and you don't understand. Jesus had to be born in Israel amongst the Houdins, because they are the ones, only they would have hardened hearts so much that they would kill the Savior. If he would have come to the Americas, they would have listened to him and worshipped him, so he couldn't be born here, right? Right? What that is, look, see, this one's empty, okay? Pick one. If I like you, I say, and you pick this one, I say, because I like you, I won't give you that one. This is the one that we're going to cast out. Here, your secret super thingamajiggy is God wants you to smoke this and think about what I told you. It's okay, I won't tell anyone. I'm the bishop, or whatever the fuck, or the 70, or whatever the fuck, right? If I like you, and you pick this one the first time, here you go. I have a mission for you. And all that bullshit. It's a sleight of hand. I'm giving you the illusion of a choice. No matter what you pick. If I like you, you get it. If I don't like you, you get this one. Brethren, the Lord decided that it wasn't for him. Oh, I picked that one. Well, this douchebag is the one who's always like doing stupid bullshit and Poindextering around. No, he's not going to get it. Here you go. Empty. And it is your job to fill that with the spiritual awareness of blah, 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 for keeping the word of wisdom and blah, 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 blah. If weed was bad, they wouldn't put it in the oils. Because it's illegal, or because there's a stigma on it, it's easier to smoke it than anything else. But back in the day, in the 1800s, it was used for all kinds of medicines as an oil, as a cannabis oil. That's why it's legally allowed to be in the temple, because they put it on your head. It's a religious thingamajiggy, even though it's like, even in the 70s, it's illegal, but you could get it on your head in the temple. Anyways. So, those 12 disciples, they're not allowed to die. They're translated beings. When Jesus left, he special blessing to them, right? And of course, they all came from like special families and all that bullshit. And Jesus special blessing to them before he left, and they're translated, so they will never die. When Jesus returns for the second coming, they just instantly become super resurrected. But Adam-ondi-Ahman isn't about that. They'll be there too. And that dude in what's it called? National Treasure. He's a translated being. That's what they were just like. So if you're like catching on to their bullshit, you're like, wait a minute, I've seen National Treasure. No, that guy's part of the Nephites who were translated beings. He's one of us. Okay. Star Wars, the prequels. Okay. Right? Anyways. So the story goes, and I've heard variations of this, and once I heard it outside of Institute in church, I was like, "Oh, those bastards! They got me with another snipe hunt." But apparently, in the signing of the Declaration of Independence, they like almost didn't sign it, and they were gonna bullshit. No, they're too powerful. We have to not do it because get our asses kicked. And an old person and the like radiant lights came from him and all that bullshit. And he was wearing like first he was like an old beggar, and then all of a sudden he was like Gandalf, all like super powerful with a staff. And he gave a speech about how like awesome America's gonna be and how it needs to happen, light on the hill and all that bullshit. And he vanishes, and they signed the Constitution or Declaration of Independence, all that bullshit. And that guy was one of the 12 Nephites who were translated. Do you see how this works? Well, King Arthur and Calalus and King Arthur built the kingdom of Calalus, and then when they got defeated by Genghis Khan, the bad dragons, he fled to Ireland. Oh well, they were part of the Nephite civilization. Oh, okay. Do you see how people in charge find religion to be useful? And God, it really just is as simple as like I just wanted to be able to smoke and not get arrested because everything happened. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Like I got in trouble because I was smoking a plant. I was like, no thanks. I don't want these narcotics in my system. I'd rather have natural medicine. We're gonna send you to jail for life. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Anyways, but it does kind of sort of become like a boxing. You just do it. Like, what am I gonna do today? I don't know. You know what? America's not bad at all if you think about it. America is the light on the hill, and all these fucking retards who say it's better, Zionist motherfuckers. I won't take that bribe. No, I've been telling myself for 20 years in my head how awesome America is, and you're exactly the kind of fucking reason why America is not awesome right now. Get the fuck out of here. That's kind of what it becomes. All right, to be quite honest, for like the past 10 years, I was like super mad at the Mormon church because they lied. But like, I mean, if I get a fucking Girls' Generation or all of them out of it, sure, yeah, okay, totally. Sorry for faltering. I'll keep my covenants extra totally more now. It's useful. That's what they do. That's what it's all about. It's a system of control. But it's kind of good. It's like slapping water. You know, like the analogy of they take the Chinese boy to Shaolin Temple. He's like 11, 12 years old. He spends all year. They're like, we want you to carry the buckets of water from the river and fill it with the cauldron and then slap the water. And then that's all he does for a year. And then he goes home and everyone's like, what do they teach you? What do they teach you? You're like a kung fu master. What do they teach you? And he goes, they taught me nothing. And he smacks the table because he's pissed off and the table like shatters. And he's like, and his dad is like, they taught you Buddha palm. That's exactly kind of how, I hate to say it, that's the secret of Mormon. Oh yeah. So no matter what, I can do anything but like the major sins of I can't. This is gonna sound fucked up. Without a righteous cause, you cannot anyone, and you're not allowed to deny that Jesus is the Christ and all that bullshit, even upon pain of death. So like, if someone was to be like, say Christ is not the one, you're supposed to be like, no, pull the trigger because I'm going to Christ. That's supposed to be what it is. But like, even if then there's like ways around it and all that bullshit, but really what they mean is don't be a pussy is what it comes down to. But so in the Mormons, if you're Adamonte Amond, it means that like when Jesus dies, when Jesus comes back, you're automatically resurrected to like go throw fists for him. Essentially, he's like, you're my number one. He's like, you're on my front line of the battles. You resurrect first, and then in the spirit world, you have like it's like a theta net. You know how like that's like the elite node edge node beta, but it's still like doing all the cool shit. You like your body is like that, and then when Jesus comes back, you're upgraded to the full edge node, and then but before Jesus comes back, you can come back to Earth, but you only have your earthly body again, not your super edge node body. And then if you get like the second one, that means after Jesus comes back, and the battle is won, then you get resurrected. So you don't come to Adam-ondi-Ahman, but then you come after that, and then everyone who came to Adam-ondi-Ahman teaches you. And then the third resurrection is after all that bullshit, then you come. So they're like, we don't trust you to fight in the battle, and we don't trust you to teach to people, but we will teach you afterwards, and then you can come to heaven and all that bullshit. So like, basically, I got to the point where I could do Adam-ondi-Ahman, and I've earned it 4 times now if you count Tiffany's stupid fucking bullshit in P. Diddy case. But I just wanted to be able to smoke legally, and then I just wanted to get an Asian bitch to like, because you're supposed to like start a family and all that bullshit. That's like the only thing I haven't done yet is start a family. But like legitly and all that bullshit, because you're supposed to be like, I don't want to go into it. It's like the circle in the circle, and like the child is the one in the middle and all that bullshit. It's kind of makes sense why it looks like the circle in the circle kind of looks like a vagina, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it. But so no, I'm not making it up. You just have to look. You want to know what I honestly think it was? I think it was that because I was involved in that bullshit when I was 16 years old, that gave me a bunch of experience. I passed probation, and they already had me doing that state evidence bullshit, so I knew how the system worked, and I had been trained to be a professional boxer. And to be quite honest, I could have been a pro. Coach was mad at me because, like, you know how I say, like, my dad purposefully, I really think like my dad totally admits that he like didn't, like, he just wants to be left alone. So he was like, oh, I can't go do physical therapy, and then like he's not at physical therapy and he's like doing bullshit, right? He just didn't want to be bothered. The coach was like, I've seen you. I've timed you run faster. You purposefully didn't run that fast because you just didn't. He's like, I know you. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just want to go smoke and hang out and all that bullshit. I don't want to get punched in the face professionally. It's fucking retarded. Come on now. I mean, whatever. I mean, I got punched in the face for free. I'm not going to do it. You think I'm going to do it for money? Anyways. But so I think they just found me to be useful, and I don't really get along with my family, and they view that as a good thing. I'm telling you, when they recruited me into this bullshit, they look, go to Charlottesville. I'm not sure if it's still there. There's like a bowling alley, and Lime Leaf, the Thai restaurant, might be there also, or it could be by Thai 99 too. The PK's cousin opened up her own one. But anyways, if you go down 29 in Virginia, Route 29 to Charlottesville, when you get past like Seminole Trail, on the right-hand side, there should be like a Crutchfield here. On the left hand, on the right-hand side, you'll see the bowling alley. Do you see that fucking massive-ass hill? Yeah, Coach Jones had me running up and down that hill 10 laps a day. I was supposed to have to run up the hill and then walk down the hill and then sprint up the hill. Walking down the hill was your resting. You had to like sprint up the hill, sprint up the hill 10 times. That is fucking insane. I was doing that when I was recruited into the shit I'm talking to you about. So I really just think they found me to be useful. Which is why I'm telling you all this, because it is true that religion is... thanks, Bayside. I'll hit you guys up later. Who cares? They're like trying to tell me what Crystal is doing. I don't give a shit. I mean, you're very nice, Crystal. I like your feet, too. I'm trying to get a whole urine. I've got some urine. Stupid motherfuckers. Bullshit. Anyways, what was I talking about? Look, as crazy as it sounds, though, one of the things of keeping the covenants, and like, look, I don't want to go into it all. I've actually put my life on the line a few times, like the Charlottesville thing. You fucking kidding me? They had a flamethrower there. No one told me they had a flamethrower. They said they're going to have shields and torches. That's why I brought a bulletproof shield. They always leave things out. It's fucking bullshit. But that's why I'm telling you all this, okay? Because, like, look, if it's true that they were reading my mind and all that bullshit and we finally won, it would be a great time to finally fucking pay me. But allegedly, in Asian bitches and letting me smoke and chill out. But one of the secrets is Mormonism is just being an American warrior monk. It sounds stupid, but you're supposed. America is the new Atlantis, and if you make it to, and if you do all the like, everyone goes to church. Do you go to church and go to institute and all that bullshit? Well, if you're running in, if you're infiltrating online, dark web marketplaces for all the feds and agents who also happen to be Mormons and the other one in Shazam, then you do, because you're going to need to know all the lawyers if you ever get caught. And then you have to say, well, Bishop so-and-so, oh, you mean President so-and-so. He's now the stake president for the entire chapter of half of the state. When did that happen? Oh, hey, let me take you into the back room and tell you about all the things that you did for us. I got a question. I've got here. No bullshit. This is 21 minutes long. This is what I'm talking about, all right? And I'm good at computers. So like 2007, 2008, they brought me into the room again. And they were like, so the Lord needs your help again. And I was like, what did I do now? And they're like, no, we're going to help you out. And I was like, okay, but you got to do something for us. I'm like, what? And there was like, they had a pedo case going on against someone, but the lawyer, like they already caught that fucker and they were throwing the book at him. But the lawyer had helped him delete files on the email. And they had a copy of like the data, they had an image of like the database or some bullshit like that. And they were like, we need you to recover these files. And I was like, oh, okay. Shifted the bits left, shifted the bits right, shifted the bits left again. Boom, all the emails. That's how you clean your record. Dude, the lawyer got more time than the defendant because he was caught red-handed. All that bullshit. Anyways, so just remember, to the common person, religion is real. To the educated person, religion is false. To the people running the show, religion is useful. And just remember that the original government we had before the meteor fell. The Bible starts before the meteor fell, and then like after the flood is the meteor. That's another big secret. So the antediluvian times, the antediluvian kings ruled with religion. Religion was the government back then. Just keep that in mind. All right, peace out.